This week, I saw one of the best independent films I've seen in a long time. It's called The Bikeriders with Tom Hardy and Austin Butler. Let's talk about it.
Some people would rather crash than slow down.
Okay, so I know in the intro I already told you that I like this movie, and I usually don't do that, but I really did like this movie. It got this old school feel to it that I from these movies that I loved as a kid. Maybe not a kid because technically I should not have been watching the movies that this movie reminds me of as a kid. It it makes me think of Goodfellas, Casino, and Easy Rider. It's kind of like a cross between that. It's a bit of a gangster type drama type of bike riding movie, and it's great. Honestly, it's really good. I mean, I don't know if it's. I mean, it's very cinematic. The way that it's shot, it's gorgeous. But I don't know if it's theater worthy or you should wait to watch it on streaming. But I like this movie a lot. Okay, and it's star studded, man. Listen to this cast. You have uh, Jodie Comer playing Kathy. You got Austin Butler playing Benny. Now, he was huge as Elvis, and he was just in Dune Part 2 with that bald head of his. And, he really didn't shave his head for Dune. He had to keep his hair for this movie. Okay, then you have Tom Hardy, who plays Johnny. And we all knew Tom Hardy is Venom and Bane and all these other great characters. But he does such an amazing job in this movie as the leader of this gang. And he brings this wise man's approach to this. Norman Reedus played Funny Sonny, and oh my God, you cannot have a biker movie without having Norman Reedus in it because he had that show on AMC, not Walking Dead, called Ride or Die, and it's just about him riding his bike. And I probably got the name of the show wrong, but oh my God, he's almost unrecognizable in this movie, and he's great. Honestly, he doesn't have a big part, but he's really good in this movie.
You don't belong nowhere else, so they belong together.
Now, this movie does a great job of humanizing these characters. Hardy's character really starts it off by saying, I think I want to start a bike club. And his buddy goes, why would you want to do that for? All those guys do is just sit around and talk about bikes all day. He looks at him and goes, that's what we do. And that's nice. That's pure. And it's a sign of the time. I don't know how else to put this, but this movie overall was just very well done, very well written, and it reminded me so much of those older movies, the Goodfellas, the Casino, because of the part where
The club,
it's basically
change.
narrated
running
by
drugs, gambling.
the character Kathy, who is Jodie Comer character actually, Kathy, and she's basically telling how all of this came to be. There's a few little parts being narrated by the some of the other biker gang members, but not really. It's mostly her telling her side of the story and everything that she's heard, everything that she's gone through, and telling the differences between the older generation of the bike club to the newer generation that's now made it basically a bike gang and it becomes the gangsters. And they've become gangsters dealing with drugs, prostitution, you name it, murder. And it just, it's funny how Tom Hardy's character started this with the best of intentions. And you know what they say. And you hate to say it because it's always true. The path to hell is paved with good intent. And Tom Hardy starts out this great,
starting a writing club.
well, not great, this really good guy. And he just wants to be around his friends, and he makes his friends more of his family than his family. And Austin Butler's character, you can tell that he was really in this movie just to be in it because even for Dune, he would not shave his head for that character because he had to have that big hair for this movie. And you can see why people used to call him greasers because they literally had their hair greased down, and you don't really think about that nowadays. And it's funny because some of the outfits, you can look at it and at them now, and you're like, oh, back in the '60s, those were tough guys. Back now, oh, not back now, but right now, you look at those guys, and it's probably those outfits you would see at a gay bar. Not that I know. I'm just saying it's funny how the times have changed and how fashion and all that other good stuff. It's just like it really does go back from the old to the new, I guess. So what I'm going to tell you is overall, you should watch this movie. Whether or not you watch it in the theater for its cinematography, or if you wait for it on streaming just because it's a good movie and a good. Tell me if you liked it for any of those reasons. If you haven't seen it yet, and then if you've seen this and you went and watched it, and then you're like, I want to tell you what I thought. This was a blah blah blah. I don't think you're going to say it's a bad movie, honestly. But tell me if you liked it. Tell me if you didn't. Tell me if you're like me. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and until next time, I will see you at the movies. I will see you on my couch watching TV. I'll see you by my iPad. I'll see you by my laptop. But until next time, we'll see you then.